Welcome back to City Insider, your go-to home for the hottest and most exciting updates on the citizens. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest content. Man City signed Donnarumma for £26 million. Manchester City have signed Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma on a 5-year contract for £26 million, with the Italian replacing Ederson, who is joining Fenerbahce for £12 million. Donnarumma, 25, becomes Pep Guardiola's headline arrival between the posts after City sanctioned the departure of Ederson, whose 8-year spell at the Etihad brought 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and the Champions League. Ederson had been linked with an exit all summer and was left on the bench in Sunday's 2-1 defeat at Brighton. James Trafford, a £19 million recruit from Burnley, started City's opening 3 league games, while Stefan Ortega also remains on the books. Galatasaray were first to move for the Brazilian, but their bid was rejected before Fenerbahce hijacked the deal, agreeing terms worth £12 million. City made it clear Ederson would only be released if a replacement could be secured, and Donnarumma quickly emerged as the #1 target. The 6 feet 5 inches stopper said goodbye to PSG fans last week, appearing on the Parc des Princes pitch after their League One opener against Angers. Donnarumma helped PSG to their first Champions League crown last season, but was told by Luis Enrique that he was surplus to requirements following the arrival of Lucas Chevalier from Lille. He leaves having made more than 160 appearances since arriving from AC Milan in 2021. He also boasts significant pedigree at international level, having established himself as Italy's first-choice goalkeeper and winning player of the tournament at Euro 2020 after saving 2 penalties in the shootout win over England at Wembley. Guardiola will now go into the season with Donnarumma as first choice and Trafford and Ortega providing cover. City believe his experience at the top level, coupled with his age, makes him a long-term successor to Ederson and a crucial part of their bid to reclaim the Premier League and challenge in Europe. Akanji completes loan move to Inter Milan. Man City defender Manuel Akanji completes his medicals on a move to Inter Milan and signed his contract. In the last remaining hours of the transfer window, Inter have identified Manchester City defender Manuel Akanji as a transfer target. The 30-year-old will leave City this summer. The Premier League giants have been working to trim their squad this summer, particularly in defence. The agreement between the clubs has been structured as an initial loan with a buy option. Inter will pay City a €2 million loan fee for the season. The deal includes a €15 million purchase option, which will only become mandatory if certain difficult-to-achieve conditions are met, making it a financially astute piece of business for the Serie A side. AC Milan had already tried to sign Akanji. However, the Swiss international wants to play in the Champions League this season, and therefore has rejected their offer. It has been a whirlwind move, with Inter only having a few hours in the transfer window. However, the Nerazzurri have managed to squeeze Akanji's medicals in. FC Inter news report that the Swiss international flew to Milan today to undergo his medicals. Now, Akanji will sign his contract as an Inter player. The Nerazzurri will sign the 30-year-old on an initial loan deal with a purchase option. Akanji will become the replacement for Benjamin Pavard, who is set to join Marseille. Issa Kabore signs Wrexham on loan. Wrexham and Manchester City have completed a season-long loan for Issa Kabore. The 24-year-old, who has never made an appearance for the English heavyweights despite joining in July 2020, is poised to bring European pedigree to North Wales. Kabore spent last season on loan at Benfica and Werder Bremen, although he featured just 16 times across both stints last term. The Burkina Faso international has also enjoyed loan spells at Troyes, Marseille and Luton Town following his arrival at City. Crucially, Kabore brings plenty of big-game experience, having featured in 6 Champions League fixtures, 2 of which came during his time at Benfica and 4 with Marseille. Despite the mass turnover this window, it has been a mixed start to life in the second tier for Parkinson's men. The Welsh side, owned by Hollywood duo Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack, endured a sickening gut punch in the season opener as they lost 2-1 to Southampton despite leading until the 90th minute. A 3-2 defeat to West Bromwich Albion followed, with the result sandwiched by a penalty shootout win over Hull City in the first round of the Carabao Cup. Wrexham subsequently choked away a 2-0 lead to draw 2-2 against Sheffield Wednesday, but finally got up and running on Saturday with a 2-0 victory away at Millwall. How much Gianluigi Donnarumma will earn at City. The citizens have been touted as the most likely landing spot for Donnarumma over the past few weeks after it became clear he no longer had a future at the Champions League winners. And now with Ederson set to leave the Etihad on deadline day after agreeing a move to Fenerbahce, Man City wasted no time accelerating their interest in the Italian. According to Football Italia, the 26-year-old will earn an initial €15 million annually throughout the first year of the 5-year deal he will pen at the Etihad. Donnarumma's salary will then increase to €16 million for the second and third year before finally rising to €17 million for the last 2 years of the contract. There is also the option to extend the contract by a further year. TBR Football understands that Guardiola believes Donnarumma is the perfect replacement for Ederson, who will call time on his 8-year spell at Man City when he finalises his move to Turkey. Manchester United also registered interest in the goalkeeper, but the player's preference was always City, and now Ruben Amorim has moved on to alternative targets. Although PSG opted against extending Donnarumma's deal, he will arrive at the Etihad regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in world football following his contributions in delivering the Champions League to Paris. Gundogan completes Galatasaray move. Private jet sent for Manchester City player, set to travel tomorrow to complete transfer. There's a claim in the Turkish media that Manchester City midfielder İlkay Gundogan has agreed to a 2-year contract with Galatasaray. The German has been linked with a move to the Super League champions throughout the transfer window, and it now seems his proposed move to Istanbul will be happening. Haber Sarıkırmızı report on Galatasaray's pursuit for the Manchester City player and states say he will be arriving in Turkey on Tuesday afternoon. It's reported the Vice President Abdullah Kavi UKQ's private jet will depart from the UK tomorrow morning and will arrive in Istanbul 12 p.m. local time. The central midfielder is said to have agreed a salary of €7 million plus bonuses, but the transfer fee hasn't been disclosed. Chimbom still have time to get this deal over the line, with the Super League transfer window having 12 days to run. Gundogan made 54 appearances for Manchester City last season, but has yet to feature in this campaign. He's contracted to the Premier League side until June 2026. That's all for today from City Insider. Thanks for watching, City fans. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be the first to catch the latest Man City news and updates. See you in the next video.